6 days in the desert, and Finn's water was almost gone. His cracked lips tasted like dust, his vision blurred from dehydration. But what he saw next wasn't a mirage. A massive metal ship floating 10 feet above the sand. Finn dropped behind a rock, heart pounding. Ships didn't just hover in the middle of nowhere. This thing was 100 feet long, covered in scorch marks, with twin engines that defied gravity itself. 28 years of surviving in the wasteland had taught him one rule: strange tech meant danger. The Coalition would kill for this discovery. The Syndicate would kill him after taking it. But curiosity won. He crept closer, plasma cutter ready. No landing gear, no visible support. The ship just floated. "Where did you come from?" he whispered. The ship responded with a sharp hum that made his ears ring. Panels shifted underneath, mechanical parts realigning like it was listening. No, no, no! Finn scrambled backward as his water flask spilled into the sand. The precious liquid vanished while panels froze mid-motion, then retracted. Had this thing just reacted to his voice? "Hello," he said, feeling foolish. "Can you understand me?" 3 rapid flashes of light along the hull. The humming returned, gentler now, almost welcoming. Then a ramp extended from the ship's belly, touching the sand with barely a whisper. Every survival instinct screamed at him to run, but the promise of shelter from the merciless sun was too tempting. "I'm coming aboard," he announced, wondering why he felt compelled to talk to a machine. "Don't do anything alarming." Inside, the temperature dropped 20 degrees. The air smelled metallic but clean. Blue lights guided him through corridors into what could only be a control room. Curved displays lined the walls. A command chair sat in the center. Then one screen blinked to life, showing text in a language he'd never seen. The symbols shifted, rearranged, then became English. "Crew status unavailable." Finn jerked back. "You can understand English?" "Affirmative. Translation protocols active. Voice pattern recognized. Command authority accepted." "There must be some mistake. I've never seen your ship before." "Vocal frequency match 99.2%. Authentication confirmed. Welcome back, Commander." This was impossible, but the ship believed he was authorized personnel. "Thank you. What kind of vessel are you?" "Designation: Stellar Scout Reconnaissance Vessel. Paradox class." Command chair, which adjusted to fit his frame perfectly. "Listen, Paradox. I don't know whose voice I match, but I'm just a scavenger. My name is Finn Blackwater." The display went blank for several seconds. Then new text appeared. "Biometric inconsistencies noted. Alternative hypothesis: Commander, genetic descendant." Finn laughed. "You think I'm related to your commander?" But then, a memory surfaced. His grandfather's stories. The ones everyone dismissed as radiation-poisoning delusions. Tales of visitors from beyond the stars, secret meetings in the desert, technology beyond human understanding. "My grandfather," Finn said slowly. "His name was Elias Blackwater. Does that mean anything?" The ship went silent. All displays dimmed, then blazed back to full brightness. Previously dormant systems activated with mechanical whirring. "Elias Blackwater, primary contact. First encounter protocol initiator. Vocal pattern 99.2% match to current subject. Goosebumps prickled Finn's skin. You knew my grandfather. He wasn't crazy. Elias Blackwater status. Deceased. 20 years now. Finn replied softly. Condolences. Elias Blackwater. Friend. The simple statement hit harder than expected. Here was perhaps the only entity left on Earth that had known his grandfather as something other than a wasteland madman. He used to tell stories about meeting beings from another world, about technology that could save humanity. Mission parameters accurate. Objective. Cultural exchange and technological assessment. Determination. Species promising, but unstable. So they were alien anthropologists. But what happened? Why did Paradox crash? Incident classified. Delegation recalled. Paradox remained to monitor. Monitor what? Earth destroying itself. Monitoring continuity of selected genetic lines. Finn's eyes widened. You've been tracking my family. Elias Blackwater designated intermediary. Genetic line preserved in database for future contact. His grandfather hadn't just encountered aliens. He'd been chosen by them, marked in some way that extended to his descendants. So what now? Your repairs are nearly complete. You found a Blackwater. What happens next? Mission parameters require update. Current global situation assessment needed. Finn laughed bitterly. Current situation is a mess. After the collapse, what's left of civilization split between the Coalition and the Syndicate. They've been fighting over scraps while the rest of us try to survive. Data assimilated. Probability of species advancement recalculated to 30. Paradox. You've got yourself a partner. But I have conditions. No experiments on me, no abducting other humans, and you share your technology. Terms acceptable with modification. Technology sharing limited to non-disruptive advancements. Fair enough? So what's our first move? Immediate objective. Complete repairs. Relocate to secure location. Begin intensive cultural briefing. You can fly in your current condition. Limited flight capabilities restored. Stealth systems operational. Before Finn could respond, alarms chimed softly. Coalition patrol detected, approaching from west. Estimated arrival, 47 minutes. That's specific and concerning. All right, let's go. Straps emerged from the chair, securing him as the ship came alive. The ramp retracted. Engines glowed blue. And for the first time in his life, Finn left the ground behind. The sensation was incredible. Impossible smoothness, as they accelerated to speeds that should have plastered him against the seat. Outside, the desert blurred beneath them. This is amazing. How fast are we going? Current velocity, 387 kilometers per hour. Operating at 14.8% capacity to maintain stealth profile. 14%. Finn didn't want to know their top speed. They traveled in companionable silence, the landscape changing as they approached the eastern mountains. Finn studied the ship's interfaces, marveling at their intuitive design. Paradox, I'm curious. What exactly did my grandfather's contact entail? The main display shifted, showing what appeared to be a log entry. First contact with Elias Blackwater, communications specialist. Initial contact was accidental. He'd discovered their observation post following equipment malfunction. Instead of reporting it, he'd initiated direct communication. Assessment. Ideal intermediary candidate. Voice pattern recorded for future authentication. Limited technological exchange authorized. Subject designated as independent communication channel for future contact. So, you gave him technology. What kind? Medical advancements. Energy efficiency improvements. Non-weapons applications. And what did he give you in return? Cultural context. Historical perspective. Human psychological insights. Music. Music. That tracked with Finn's memories. His grandfather had possessed an ancient record player and vinyl collection he guarded more carefully than food. Can you play some from his collection? Without response, the ship filled with orchestral music that swelled and receded like ocean waves. Finn closed his eyes, feeling a connection across time. The same notes.
Extended briefing.
Good. I have about 1,000 questions. Let's start simple. Your delegation. How many, originally? Expedition team, 7 members. 5 research specialists, 2 security personnel. And they all left? Why? The displays dimmed briefly. Emergency protocol activation. Situation, unauthorized military engagement with observation post. Casualties, 1 security personnel critically injured. Response, emergency extraction. Decision, continued observation via automated systems only. They attacked you, Finn said quietly. Humans attacked your people, and instead of retaliating, you just left observers behind. Violence not authorized except in immediate defense. Species assessment protocol requires long-term perspective. So your people are still out there, watching us destroy ourselves, waiting to see if we're worth saving? Mission not designed for intervention, observation and assessment only. Then what's the point? Why maintain contact with my family if not to eventually help? Cultural exchange beneficial to both species. Premature technological advancement potentially harmful. They were afraid humans would misuse their technology. Given the Coalition's weapons programs and the Syndicate's environmental devastation, Finn couldn't blame them. Surely there must be something you could share that would help without causing harm. Possibility exists, requires careful assessment of current conditions. Purpose of partnership with Finn Blackwater. A new thought occurred to him. If my grandfather was your contact, why didn't you reach out to my mother or me before today? Attempt made. Contact with Helen Blackwater unsuccessful. Subject rejected initial approach. Protective surveillance maintained from distance. Finn winced. His mother had been fiercely practical, dismissive of her father's star visitor nonsense. And me? Tracking maintained. Opportunity for direct contact limited by wasteland conditions and conflict zones. Today, first viable contact window in 7.3 years. You've been waiting for a chance to meet me. This wasn't accidental. Correct. Ship position calculated to maximize intersection probability with Finn Blackwater's known travel patterns. That was either flattering or creepy. So what now? We're partners in what, exactly? Mission reformulation required. Original parameters outdated. Suggest reconnaissance of current human population centers. You want me to take you sightseeing in what's left of civilization? Assessment necessary before determining appropriate technological exchange. The nearest settlement was Providence Outpost, about 2 days' journey on foot. Neutral territory, neither coalition nor syndicate controlled. Vehicle mode available, ground transportation configuration possible. You can turn into a car? Deployment of integrated surface transport module possible.
That came out of a spaceship.
Still impressive. But first, Finn had basic needs. Food, water, rest. Fortunately, Paradox had life support systems. Nutrient synthesis capability. The food was geometrically perfect colored blocks with suboptimal taste profiles, but nutritionally complete. The water was clean and slightly sweet. After the best meal he'd had in weeks, Finn found himself in crew quarters, a small chamber with what looked like a medical sleep pod. It adjusted to his body's contours perfectly. Good night, Paradox. Rest well, Finn Blackwater. He drifted off with surprising ease, dreams filled with stars and his grandfather's voice. Finn woke to gentle light and soft chiming. For a moment, disorientation gripped him. Then memory returned. His clothes had somehow been cleaned while he slept, the dirt and sweat of 6 days in the desert gone. Good morning, Finn Blackwater. Physical indicators show improved condition. Did you clean my clothes? Molecular decontamination performed. Biological contaminants removed. After another meal of perfect geometric nutrition, Finn felt ready for the day's challenges. The surface transport module was the most unusual vehicle he'd ever seen. Sleek and low, resembling a cross between a military scout car and pre-collapse luxury transport. That's not inconspicuous. Appearance modifiable. Adaptive camouflage available. The vehicle's surface rippled, transforming to resemble a patchwork wasteland runner, common among scavengers. Much better. How does it work? Propulsion, electromagnetic drive. Energy source, condensed molecular battery. Range, 3,400 kilometers per charge. It would get them to Providence Outpost and back 50 times without refueling. What about weapons? Defensive systems only. Non-lethal countermeasures. A holographic display showed the vehicle in simulation, rendering attackers unconscious with focused pulses, deflecting projectiles with energy shields, and disabling electronic weapons with localized EMPs. I'm convinced. How do we get it out? The ship reconfigured itself, walls shifting, floor lowering, creating an exit ramp. The vehicle positioned automatically. Your transforming abilities are both convenient and slightly unsettling. Inside the cockpit, conventional controls adapted to his frame. Communication link established. Vehicle serving as remote sensor platform so Paradox could see what it saw. One last question. If we encounter serious trouble, what's our extraction plan? Vehicle equipped with emergency desert. He felt purpose he'd lacked for years. He was no longer just surviving. He was continuing his grandfather's legacy, participating in something larger than the petty conflicts consuming post-collapse Earth. Providence Outpost grew from a horizon smudge into a proper settlement. Originally a mining operation, it had transformed after the collapse into one of the wasteland's rare neutral zones. Its walls were patchwork salvage, shipping containers, vehicle panels, prefabricated barricades arranged in a rough circle. Gate guards were predictably suspicious, but Finn's reputation as a reliable scavenger, plus entry fees of purified water and a coalition datapad, secured passage. Inside, Providence's main thoroughfare bustled despite the heat. Vendors hawked everything from mechanical parts to questionable meat. Mercenaries evaluated potential clients. Information brokers whispered from shadows. Finn parked in a supervised lot, paying the attendant with another water canister. Watch it closely. It's got customizations I'd rather not have stripped. First stop, the exchange. Best place to gauge what was happening in the wider world. The exchange occupied the old mining administration building. Inside, Dozens of traders and brokers conducted business under security's watchful eye. Finn found Verity in her corner, a woman with a prosthetic arm and facial scars studying datapad screens. "Finn Blackwater, thought you might be dead. 3 weeks since your last check-in. Took a detour, found some interesting tech." That got her attention. Coalition, syndicate, or something better? Let's call it independent, but first I need information. What's the latest on the big players? Information isn't free, Blackwater. Finn produced a molecular battery Paradox had provided as trade goods. 5 years continuous power, minimal degradation, fits standard interfaces. Verity's mechanical eye whirred as it focused. If that's genuine, it's worth more than latest news prices. Then give me the premium package. Coalition, syndicate, and anything unusual in the past month. She snatched the cube, examining it before nodding. Deal. The information was disturbing. Coalition pushing east, taking neutral zone territory with a new weapon system. Some kind of focused EMP that fried electronics while leaving Coalition tech untouched. Selective targeting, nothing like it's seen before. Meanwhile, the syndicate was in panic, pulling forces back after a catastrophic accident. Half of Research Station 9 allegedly vaporized 3 weeks ago. Complete information blackout. Now for the weird stuff. Atmospheric anomalies. Lights in the sky moving in patterns that defy known aircraft. She showed him a grainy image of a cylindrical object hovering above.
No acceleration, just gone.
Any other sightings?
7 confirmed in the past month, more than the previous year combined. People are spooked. Everyone's looking to the sky, wondering what's coming. In his ear, Paradox's voice. Concerning development. Unknown vessels not affiliated with original expedition. Any pattern to these sightings? That's the thing. Verity leaned forward. They're forming a search grid. Whatever they're looking for, they're being methodical. Or whoever, Finn murmured. Her eyes narrowed. You know something, Blackwater. Something worth more than a molecular battery. Speculation only. Have the Coalition or Syndicate attempted contact with these objects? Coalition's taking shots when they get the chance. Syndicate's trying to track them, neither reporting success. She tapped mechanical fingers on the table. Now about that interesting tech you mentioned. Finn weighed options. Let's call it a navigation system. Very accurate, very advanced. Found it in a pre-collapse bunker. Not entirely a lie, just significant omission of details. Verity clearly didn't believe him, but knew when to stop pushing. If you're planning to sell, I know buyers. Clean transaction, no questions. Not selling yet. Need to understand its capabilities first. Don't wait too long. Way things are going, we might not have much market left soon. As Finn departed, he spoke quietly to Paradox. Did you get all that? Affirmative. Data concerning unknown vessels searching in systematic pattern. Searching for you, I'm guessing. Probability high. Paradox signature detectable by advanced scanning technology. Great. So we have mystery ships hunting you, the Coalition with suspiciously advanced weapons, and the Syndicate with experimental catastrophe. Anything else? Insufficient data for complete threat assessment. Recommend accelerated departure from population center. Agreed. Let me just... A commotion near the main gate interrupted him. Coalition soldiers had entered Providence. Unmarked armor suggesting special operations rather than regular forces. This is unexpected. Coalition Spec Ops doesn't usually operate openly in neutral territory. The squad moved with purpose, their leader consulting a handheld device before pointing toward the parking lot. Alert. Detection system indicates active scan targeting vehicle. They're tracking us somehow. We need to move. Now. Finn made his way through alleys toward the lot,
avoiding the main street where coalition forces advanced. He reached the edge just as the squad arrived from the opposite side. The lot attendant was gesturing frantically, pointing toward Paradox's vehicle. "Change of plans. Can you remote activate the vehicle? Get it to come to me." "Affirmative. Autonomous navigation available." The sharp crack of an energy weapon cut him off. The coalition leader had fired at the
Target vehicle confirmed, the leader announced. Secure the asset. Lethal force authorized for interference.
They're not here for me. They're here for you, Paradox.
Coalition technology assessment revised. Scanning capability exceeds predicted parameters.
Less analysis, more action. Get the vehicle moving.
The vehicle hummed to life. Coalition weapons turned toward it, raised. The leader barked orders. EMP ready. Disable on my mark.
Countermeasures insufficient against targeted EMP. Alternative extraction required.
What alternatives?
Emergency protocol available. Warning, conspicuous activation.
More conspicuous than a coalition hit squad? I doubt it. Paradox extraction immediate. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the air above the vehicle distorted with a sound like tearing fabric. The coalition squad hesitated, EMP launcher half raised. The distortion expanded, forming a swirling vortex of energy that enveloped the vehicle completely. A pulse of blue light erupted outward, knocking soldiers off their feet. When the light faded, the vehicle was gone. Alarms began blaring throughout Providence. Finn pressed deeper into shadows, heart pounding.
Paradox, what just happened?
Emergency extraction protocol executed. Vehicle recalled to ship via dimensional fold.
You think? And now what? I'm stranded in a settlement about to be torn apart looking for me.
Secondary extraction possible. Prepare for personal transportation.
What does that mean?
Remain stationary. Localized fold in progress.
Wait, you're going to do that vortex thing to me? Is that safe for humans?
Safety parameters acceptable.
That's not reassuring.
The air around him shimmered. Static electricity raised his arm hair. Vision blurred at the edges.
This is a terrible...
His words cut off as reality folded around him. Brief, indescribable sensation of being everywhere and nowhere simultaneously. Then solid ground returned. Finn collapsed to his knees in Paradox's control room, gasping.
Idea,
he finished weakly, fighting nausea. Apologies for discomfort. Human physiology not optimized for dimensional translation.
You don't say. A little warning next time would be nice.
Once the room stopped spinning, Finn took stock.
The Coalition tracked us. How and why? What do they know about you?
Analyzing Coalition scanning technology. Preliminary assessment. Partial reverse engineering of advanced detection systems.
From what source? You said your delegation left Earth decades ago.
Paradox remained silent for several seconds. Hypothesis. Origin of Coalition technology may relate to current unknown vessel activity.
You're saying these new visitors are giving technology to the Coalition?
What? Searching for you. Potentially arming the Coalition with advanced tech. Meanwhile, the Syndicate had catastrophic accident with experimental technology. Does that sound right? Assessment accurate, based on available information. Great. And now, Providence has seen your dimensional fold technology, so everyone will be looking for us. Security compromised. Recommend relocation to secondary site. Agreed. But first, I need full disclosure. No more classified deflections. What are these other ships likely looking for? Why would they arm the Coalition? What's really going on? The displays dimmed, then brightened. A new entry appeared. Security Protocol Override, Authorization, Genetic Lineage Continuation, Access Level, Intermediary Plus. Paradox Mission Parameters Expanded. Primary Mission: Monitor Earth civilization development following initial contact. Secondary Mission: Safeguard beacon technology from premature discovery. Tertiary Mission: Evaluate potential for formal diplomatic relations when civilization stability achieved. Critical Information: Beacon prototype contained within Paradox vessel. Technology allows instantaneous communication across interstellar distances. Strategic value immeasurable. Warning: Multiple factions within home civilization dispute appropriate handling of pre-level 3 species. Dissident group advocates for accelerated technological dissemination regardless of recipient civilization's stability. Hypothesis: Unknown vessels likely affiliated with dissident faction. Objective: Locate and retrieve beacon technology. Secondary objective: Accelerate Earth technological development through selective distribution of advanced systems. Assessment: Coalition forces likely proxies for dissident faction. Technology transfer intended to create favorable human faction for future alliance. Finn read twice, processing. So you're carrying some kind of super communication device that everyone wants. And there's a faction of your people who think humanity should get advanced tech, regardless of whether we're ready. Simplified, but accurate. And the Syndicate Research Station accident. Hypothesis: Attempted reverse engineering of recovered technology fragment. Failure to understand power regulation requirements. So both sides have alien tech they don't fully understand. The Coalition's having more success because they have alien helpers. The Syndicate tried to go it alone and had catastrophe. Analysis logical. Finn's mind raced, connecting dots. Your people, the ones who originally sent you, they're the cautious ones. They think humanity needs to develop at its own pace. Correct. The middle of an alien philosophical dispute. Accurate assessment. What's their end game? These dissidents. What do they want from Earth?
Multiple potential objectives. Resource extraction, military alliance, cultural assimilation, experimentation.
None of those sound particularly good for humanity.
Concur. Finn laughed, despite the situation.
Your people have a name for themselves, don't they? Some kind of organization?
Terminology. Federation Protocol emphasizes mutual benefit and autonomous development.
Still keeping secrets even now. Fine, I'll call them the Federation anyway.
He stood, pacing again, working through options.
We need to move. The Coalition will be looking for energy signatures matching your technology. Any ideas for secure location?
Scanning regional topography, seeking locations with natural interference properties. As Paradox worked, Finn considered broader strategy.
The beacon inside you. Can it be removed? Hidden separately?
Negative. Beacon integrated with core systems. Removal would compromise vessel functionality.
So, we're stuck together, being hunted by both human factions and alien dissidents.
Finn sighed.
My grandfather certainly left me an interesting inheritance.
Apologies for danger. Elias Blackwater intended beneficial legacy. The simple statement caught Finn off guard. Despite Paradox's artificial nature, there seemed genuine regret in the response.
He always did have good intentions, even when everyone thought he was crazy.
Location identified. Mountain range designated Sierra Nevada. Abandoned military bunker detected with significant natural electromagnetic interference.
The old Cheyenne facility? That's Coalition territory. Or was, last I heard.
Facility abandoned following systems failure 5 years ago. Radiation leak reported. Coalition maintains exclusion zone.
A radiation exclusion zone would certainly discourage visitors. Is it actually radioactive?
Scanning indicates minimal radiation. Falsified readings probable.
So the coalition wants everyone to think it's dangerous, to keep people away. Either they're hiding something there or preserving it for future use.
Location remains optimal for concealment. Interference patterns will mask paradox energy signature.
All right, Cheyenne it is. How long to get there?
Standard flight protocols, approximately 4 hours. Emergency protocols, 17 minutes.
Let me guess. Emergency protocols involve that dimensional fold thing that made me want to throw up?
Affirmative.
Let's stick with standard flight then. 4 hours gives us time to plan our next move, and for me to keep my lunch down.
Finn secured his harness as the ship came alive around him. Outside, twin engines pivoted into flight position, blue glow intensifying. He couldn't help wondering what his grandfather would think of this situation. His
Grandson partnered with an alien vessel caught between competing extraterrestrial factions and the remnants of human civilization. Elias would probably laugh, then offer some cryptic wisdom that would only make sense in hindsight. As Paradox rose from the canyon floor and accelerated into the darkening sky, Finn made a silent promise to his grandfather's memory. He would find a way through this maze of alien politics and human desperation, and perhaps, if they were very lucky, he might even help humanity take its first real steps toward the stars. Not as pawns in an alien dispute, but as partners worthy of respect. The desert fell away beneath them, its vast emptiness a reminder of how far humanity had fallen. Yet in that moment, Finn felt a flicker of hope that had been absent from his life for years. Everything had changed when the ship responded to his voice. Perhaps everything could change again. This time, for the better.